Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth. It's time for Friday Flip number 20. Boy, does time fly. I hope you are all well. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I just noticed the other day that I am 3 subscribers short of 500, which I know for many is inconsequential, but for me is just kind of nice. I'm so glad people are appreciating the content and showing me the love. I so appreciate you being here. We are going to continue this flip, and this is, I think, one of the final ones in this particular kind of format, which are these cardboard covers with a fabric spine. As I've said before, some of them have got wallpaper samples covering the front and the back, and some of them I just left the black cardboard or whatever color cardboard it was, and some have gone ahead and embellished in some way. They all have wallpaper. They all have watercolor paper folded in half, and I tend to use the 9x12 size. There's 3 signatures in here, and they're attached to the spine with just some thread. And I have had several requests from some of you asking about, can I show you how to make one of these kinds of journals? And I promise I'll get to it as soon as I can. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, so I will put it on the to-do list, and hopefully you'll see one sooner rather than later, because I'm kind of enjoying this bound bookness as well, and so it'd be kind of fun to play in this again. It's been a while since I've done that. So this particular one is from 2010, and I also use it as a travel journal. So I have kept travel journals that are specific to the trip I'm taking. And if you look at my channel in the travel section, the travel journal section, you can see some of those. And then I'm now traveling specifically using a traveler's notebook system, which again is on my channel, so you can see that. But I was trying this idea of actually doing travel journaling while I was in the same arts journal. So getting prepared to see my nieces in Las Vegas, and found a couple of older pictures that I went ahead and added there. Again, very similar, right? I have acrylic paints in the background. There's a lot of writing. There's some sketching. I actually kind of like this idea of using stamps to kind of create a border on a page. Again, I've talked about this before. I'm really loving looking at some of these journals and seeing the borders. Now, this journal is bound a little bit differently than the others you've seen in this particular series, in that I knew, because I was taking it for a trip, I knew there was going to be a lot of writing. If I was just to keep writing journals, which I do, they call it my morning pages and my composition books, I fill about one of those every couple of months. So this would have taken just too much paper. I mean, I would finish these art journals in a week. I'm not joking. So what I do is, when I'm taking a trip, I add some paper that I know I'm going to write in, and I can kind of do this for flipping, right? Because a lot of private stuff goes in here, and I can just close that out. I'll show you what these pages look like a little bit later. This comes from John Stewart's Moment of Zen. I just love the idea of keeping track of something specific in every day. Again, borders, some with stamping, a lot of writing. This was, I think, the largest oil spill in history at that point in 2010. Again, the idea of using a punch to create accents on a page, and I should actually bring that back to my current journals because it's just fun. Again, borders, writing. So I'm back from the trip, and then I go back to business as usual. Okay, so this is now the June time frame. There's sketching, there's writing. Again, I think my mom had brought a couple of Femina magazines when she came back from India, and it was nice to have images that I could use in my journal that are more South Asian as opposed to the typical stuff we see in Western magazines. This image actually comes from a pizza box, and it's all done with markers, and I just so love the blockiness style of it, so I was kind of trying to emulate that. Again, sketches, writing. When I'm done with the boat, kind of sketching a boat that I saw in the marina. Sketching from life. This must have been a Barnes & Noble person. Again, trying to do some sketching. So here's another example of those sheets that I had bound in ahead of time and that I used for more private journaling. That way I can just keep these kind of covered. Had taken my nephews camping an overnight camp trip. I think it was 2 nights. And so kind of playing along with, setting up a tent that they could play in. And then one of the things I saw, and I think it's Ali Edwards who did this idea of writing down specific things that you remember or want to remember about people at a specific age. So this is my nephew Luke when he was 7, and here are 7 things about him. And my nephew Jonah when he was 5, and 5 things about him. So I just kind of love how that turned out. Again, sketching as usual, some collage material with writing, more of the same. Playing with creating collages from different images. I kind of like how that looks as well. Just it leaves a room for writing in between. I'm always, if you follow along with my channel, I'm always sketching images from graphic novels that I'm reading, and there's always a link to my Goodreads account down below if you want to go take a look at what I have to say about graphic novels as well as other novels or books that I read. Sketching from life, some places I was looking at, taking notes. I just, sometimes you find things in magazines and you can't believe it. This is not a collaged piece. This is actually the image I saw in a magazine, which fantastic. How could I not add that to my journal? So this is one of the images that I used as my blog border header for a very long time when I used to keep a blog. And it's got layers upon layers upon layers. And I just love this. I just love how this captures a particular moment in time for me. And it's just fun to kind of revisit this. So again, in 2010. Okay. Again, sketch with notes. So here's again another one of those pages that I've kind of closed up. But this is what they look like. It's this beautiful paper that has got a little bit of flex in it. And then what I ended up doing to all of them is adding some kind of stamp so that it would kind of give it a little bit of decoration. I might actually cut these 2 pages out since they're blank and use them in a different project. Playing around with stamps and some inks. Another one of those glue pages that I've talked about. Again, I'm bringing this back to my current journals after going through these flips because I just really love how this looks, and it's been fun to kind of, do the same thing and add things that are from my desk onto my journal. We all accumulate stuff. There's so much stuff, and this is a great way to kind of keep it, in one place, and it's glued down, right? Packing list, I actually have taken that all electronically right now, so I have a virtual list that I follow, just paying attention to, I think, a TED Talk I was listening to, and then some trip information. So again, the front and back covers of this journal have also got wallpaper samples. All right, so that's what I have for you today. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. Would love to hear how you keep journals, whether you keep travel journals combined with your art journals or you separate them out, and especially how you deal with private stuff that you write while you're traveling, whether you flip through them or not. I will talk to you soon. Take care and have a good one. Bye.